All right, you mingle, singe, minge, salad teeth. Slow Boom coming at you here with another DMZ guide, y'alls. All right, this is Left High and Dry, the Tier 2 Redacted story mission. So there are 3 objectives here. As you can see at the start of this, I'm in Suki Castle. You're going to need to load into 2 places from my recommendation side of the house to get this done, right? I think it's easier to do this if you do not have everything that you need by loading into Ashika and getting it done. That room that I'm in right there at the start with those lockers is where you can find one of the GPUs, right? So that is the first objective. You want to find a GPU to craft a skeleton key. So you need a skeleton key, right? So this room to my left over here that I start in, that is where you want to look for that in Suki Castle. So I would load into Ashika, right? Use your key to get in from the bottom of Ashika Castle, or Suki Castle, and then go to this room that's actually right over here to the right of where I'm looking right now. Yeah, and you just want to see if you can get one of the GPUs out of that locker. If you have those keys, that's great. The weapons locker's keys and the Suki Castle key. That's what you need from this area to get the GPU, and then craft the GPU into the skeleton key back in Mazrah. I'll get into that in just a second. So basically, my recommendation, go into Ashika first, get the GPU. If you can't get the GPU from one of these lockers, right, really quickly, I recommend using 2 gold bars and 5 thumb drives, which again on Ashika you can craft the GPU from. That's what I'm going to do here, and I'm going to show you in just a second. So recommendations for the mission, right? 3-plate vest, right? Probably a med vest or a stealth vest if possible, or just a regular 3-plate, or better, right? Secure backpack, because you want to exfil with the GPU, and that's the only way you can do that. You need to have a secure backpack on to exfil with it, right? And then obviously having a team. I did this solo. As you can see, my team's dead. Like, they're all down. I couldn't even get to the guy because he was just being watched by another team. I did this all solo, so you can do it solo, right? I'm running the scavenger backpack right now, but I have a secure backpack inside of it, so I'm going to switch to it at the end to put the GPU in, right? So that's what I'm doing here. So bottom line is, you want to hit Suki Castle, and you can hit those Suki Castle weapons lockers, and if you have both those keys, boom, you're good to go, right? You'll get a GPU off rip real quick, and then you can craft it back in Mazrah into a skeleton key, which is the first objective, right? You want to trade for a skeleton key. That's just the first line of the story mission, right? So up here, I go up to the top of the power plant where the buy is in Ashika, and I go craft the GPU. So I'll show you what you need to do right here. Basically, bam, right there, I got 5 thumb drives and 2 gold bars, and you can always craft that in Ashika and get the GPU. So now I have it, right, but I can't craft the skeleton key there. I gotta go back into Mazrah and trade 1 GPU for a skeleton key on the barter system. So bottom line is, now I have it, you see it in there, right, and now I'm gonna load back into Mazrah. So I just recommend, on the first part of this, loading in to Suki, because you can get those 2 gold bars and those 5 thumb drives very quickly, right? Now I'm loading back into Mazrah, I'm going over, I'm crafting the skeleton key, right? So that's the second item, right, that you need to have. You need to have that skeleton key or actually 3rd item on my recommendations list, right? So get the bingle dong on it, right? Hit your sass mans and get that goddamn skeleton key, y'all. Get funky with the B-Doll. All right, so there we go. Now, what we need to do from the second objective, right, the number 2 objective here, is we got to use the skeleton key to unlock the sniper team hideout in Ahkdar village. That is something that I have never done, and it's something I'd never seen. I didn't know where the room was. Where I mark on this tap map, and I'll mark it a couple times, where I mark there, where the comms is, that is the general vicinity of where this sniper team room is. And you'll see how I get to it, right? I wanted to include this entire clip for you. But the bottom line is, when I'm heading over to Ahkdar village, right, I'm making sure that I'm marking that general vicinity. I had never been to this room, and it's a tough one to find. You have to jump down a window and like a ladder randomly in this big kind of town square area. It's the first square area inside of Ahkdar village when you're coming from the south, right? The room is on the north side of this square area. So you can see on the attack map where I've marked, right? I'm going up to it, bam, right by this comm center. That little square that I'm looking at right there, it's on the north side of that up top, above where the comms is. It's straight north of it, right? So it's in that little square area, and you're going to want to look for it. It's just a tough one to find, honestly, and I'd never even seen this door before. And I played the DMZ, you know, hundreds, if not almost probably thousands at this point now. Probably kidding, just hundreds of times. I've been doing this a while, and so bottom line is you need to use that skeleton key to open up this sniper team hideout in Mazrah in Ahkdar village, right? So head over there, right? I had a team with me. I definitely recommend having a squad with you and having the med vest again and a stealth vest. If you can have a secure backpack, you can stow both of them and load in with both of them. And then just have like kind of a chameleon setup where you can switch to the vest that you want to use. That's what I do very frequently. So right now I'm running with that secure backpack, that comms vest right now it looks like, and then I also have a med vest that I can switch to. So bottom line, I'm just taking everything out, rip their faces off, take these dudes out, and you gotta find the room, which is, it's tricky, man. It's on the second floor, but the only way to get there, to access it, is to drop off of the third floor. You can't get to it from the lower level, right? So this is what I'm doing here, just kind of showing you where this is, right? Make sure you pick up your vest when you drop it too, like, because when you switch over to the other vests, you always drop a vest, and that's a little bit rough. It's really hard to remember that, oh no, I got like 2 or 3 vests on me. So make sure you're picking that up, right? Bottom line, and sorry for my dogs in the background, they're going nuts right now. You little squeezle bangs. Anyway, we are getting it done. So you go into this building right here, right? I'm just searching for it at this point, dude. It is a rough one to find. Jump over. I actually jumped back over across. You can't get to it. That's where the ladder is. I just looked at where the ladder was to drop down to this sniper team room that's on the north side of this little town square in Ahkdar. And so I was thinking maybe I could go up from this area. Nope, there's no stairs. You can't do it. You have to go from the outside up into the building on the left side where that comms tower is, where that UAV tower is that's pinging right now. And that's how you get to it. You basically head up like you're heading to the UAV tower inside of this small building, right? And you're able to go up and you're able to hit this bad boy from there. So I go out here, right? And I go out here and basically start looking around, right? So I need to get over to the left side. Climb up, right? Make a jump across. There you go. Climb up to where the UAV is. And you make a jump across here. And now you're at the building above it, right? I can hear the chests right below me. And I'm just trying to figure out where it is. You basically have to go out a little window and down a ladder. And it's right here. That's the window on the right. So right, I'm looking around because I hear the chest right next to me. And I'm like, dude, there's no way for me to get to this. It's just tricky. So you go down this ladder, bam, right here. And this is on the north side on that second story. That's where the room is. It's just very hard to access. And obviously they did that on purpose. I'm sure there are other ways to get to it. And here it is. This is the sniper team room. You open it up. Tons of good loot in here. What you're looking for is the cartel dossier, right? So I switch over to a stealth vest just because I love the stealth vest and I drop my comms because I just don't need that many vests. But the bottom line is this is a great room. You really kit up, right? Tons of 3-plate vests in here. Tons of money, right? Another comms vest there. So bottom line is that's where the dossier is on the table. That's what you want to grab. Want to grab that little stinkabot, right? You want to throw that bad boy in your backpack, right? Okay, so again, I'm running the secure backpack, so I can take that out, right? And it won't go away, but at the same time, it's not a mission item, so it's not like I can load it into any of my mission item slots and stuff. There you go. So I grab it, and the last thing that you have to do with this, the last objective, is you need to exfil, right? You got to exfil with that cartel dossier. So we were fortunate enough to have the helos. Definitely recommend jumping in the helo if you got it there. It is frequently spawning down at Ahkdar Village. I think both of them were actually down there, the 2 light helos. We grab that bad boy, we hop in it, we head out. It was easy. It was easy money, baby, after we got over here. So that really is it, guys. I'm going to show you myself exfilling here with the team, just because that's what you need to do for the last one. And that is the final objective here, guys. And you get a cool little emblem, actually, off this. Get a cool little emblem from the Redacted faction, which is pretty dope, because I think it's the first emblem that you've gotten from them. So, obviously, look like a bit of a grinder in the DMZ when you put that on. I'm a DMZ grinded dude, so I do dig that, right? It's tougher when you can't communicate with your team too. I could not communicate with one of these dudes, right? So if you're in a good squad and you have, you know, a party set up, that's the way to do it. Because we were trying to get this guy this 3-play contest. I'm like, buddy, pick it on up, dog. You got a better vest here. Let's hook you up, right? Then we get over to this building, and frequently this is where the light helo spawns. You can just jump on that light helo and get yourself extracted, right? But do remember at the start of this video how to craft the GPU, because that is the quickest way to get skeleton keys, right? If you don't have them, or you don't have the items to craft them back on Ashika. You can also do it from some items on Building 21, but I don't recommend that because it's just so hard to exfil in Building 21, right? I mean, like, and I've done it many times, but at the same time, it's just never a guarantee because so many teams are rolling on each other, right? It's a much more PvP-based map than this one. So you can craft it on any of the maps, right? You can. Skeleton key and GPU, but it's so much easier to just barter for it and trade it really quick on Mazrah when you have the GPU. So that's why I recommend going into Ashika and getting the items there and crafting the GPU there and then loading back into Mazrah. It's so much quicker, especially if you have those 2 keys that I recommended, the Suki Castle key and the Suki Castle weapons locker key. When you have those 2 keys and you load into Ashika like I did at the start, and I showed you those lockers right there in that lower level room, that's where you can find that GPU. You don't even have to like barter for it or craft for it at that point. You can just grab that bad boy and get the hell out as quickly as possible. But if you're going to do that, make sure you have the secure backpack on so that it doesn't take the GPU from you, right? So you do have to have that as well. This is the quickest way to get this one done, guys. And I mean, I just did this in basically the matter of like an hour or so. It wasn't even that bad. I think it might have even been 45 minutes to do all of the steps, right? So hit Ashika, get the GPU, load back in after you get out with the secure backpack and the GPU into Mazrah, then craft the GPU or barter with the GPU for the skeleton key, right? Then use that skeleton key to go over to the sniper team's hideout in Ahkdar village where I showed you. Open up that door, loot, 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 scoop, boodly doo, right? Handle the smoogin' baps. Then get the fuck out, y'all. You gotta get out. Exfiltration all day. My boys here were definitely a big help. They were actually a couple randoms, but really good. One of them was very communicative, so he was down to pound in Georgia town, you know what I'm saying? Anyhow, that really is the gist of the mission. I will show you the end of us kind of exfilling. I was just flying around high in the chopper, making sure nobody gatted me down since I had the Dossier. But yeah, just pop on out, hit the exfil, and that's basically a wrap. You have it all at that point, and then you get a dope little emblem, right? And you're on to the tier 3s. I was popping smoke. Pop that smoke. Pop that smoke. Pop that smoke. All right, y'all, that is it. Bingle slong on the bickle dow. Slow boom slang out. Bye, y'all. Please like and subscribe, by the way. Later.